That old, worn wheat penny you think is worthless could actually be worth millions of dollars. In this video, we reveal the most valuable state wheat pennies, even in bad condition, and the rare mistakes collectors are desperate to find. Don't blink, your pocket change could be history's next jackpot. First up, the 1944 wheat penny with no mint mark, meaning it was produced at the Philadelphia Mint, is a deeply fascinating and historically rich United States coin, especially when examined closely in bad or heavily circulated condition, because it reflects not only American numismatic design but also the powerful social, economic, and wartime circumstances of the mid-20th century, making it an object of strong interest for collectors, historians, and everyday people who enjoy uncovering stories hidden in old coins. This coin belongs to the Lincoln Wheat Cent series, which was first introduced in 1909 to honor the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth, marking the first time a real historical figure appeared on a regular issue U.S. coin, and by 1944 this design had already become a familiar part of American daily life. The obverse of the 1944 wheat penny features a right-facing portrait of Lincoln designed by Victor David Brenner, with the inscriptions "In God We Trust" along the top rim, "Liberty" to the left, and the date 1944 to the right, while the reverse shows two stylized wheat ears framing 1 cent and United States of America, with E pluribus unum above, symbolizing agricultural strength, unity, and national identity. What makes the year 1944 particularly special is its metal composition, because during World War II the United States faced severe copper shortages. In 1943 pennies were made from zinc-coated steel, which proved unpopular, and in 1944 the mint returned to a copper-based alloy made largely from recycled brass shell casings, meaning these coins were literally created from the remnants of wartime ammunition, giving them a powerful symbolic connection to the global conflict. The Philadelphia Mint struck over 1.4 billion 1944 wheat pennies without a mint mark, making them common in quantity, but their massive circulation means most surviving examples today are found in poor or bad condition, showing heavy wear, smooth or faded details, dark brown toning, scratches, rim nicks, corrosion, and flattened wheat ears on the reverse, all signs that the coin spent decades changing hands in everyday commerce. In bad condition, the coin's market value is usually modest, often just a few cents above face value, typically 3 to 10 cents, depending on copper prices and overall eye appeal, yet this does not reduce its importance or interest, because collectors understand that value is not always measured in money alone. Many coin enthusiasts keep worn 1944 wheat pennies as part of Lincoln Cent albums, educational collections, or historical displays, since these coins are excellent examples for learning about grading standards such as good G or very good VG, where major design elements are visible but heavily worn. The lack of a mint mark confirms its Philadelphia origin and distinguishes it from the Denver D and San Francisco S versions, which were struck in lower numbers and can be more desirable in higher grades. Despite its common nature, the 1944 no mint mark wheat penny remains surrounded by excitement because of the existence of extremely rare error coins, such as the legendary 1944 steel penny, which was accidentally struck on leftover steel planchettes from 1943 and can be worth tens or even hundreds of thousands of dollars, although such errors are extraordinarily rare and require professional authentication. Because of these famous errors, collectors are encouraged to check even badly worn examples with a magnet. And careful inspection, adding an element of treasure hunting to an otherwise common coin. Beyond collecting, this penny represents everyday American life during wartime, having been used to buy food, newspapers, candy, and basic necessities while soldiers fought overseas and families supported the war effort at home. Its worn surfaces tell a silent story of decades of circulation, economic changes, and generational use, making it a tangible link between the modern world and the past. Even in bad condition, the 1944 wheat penny with no mint mark holds strong educational, emotional, and historical value, serving as a reminder that ordinary objects can carry extraordinary stories, and that sometimes the true worth of a coin lies not in its price, but in the history, struggle, and resilience it represents. Next up, the 1954 D wheat penny, struck at the Denver Mint, identified by the D mint mark below the date, is a classic example of a mid-20th century United States coin that may appear ordinary at first glance but carries a rich blend of historical background, minting details, and collector interest, even when found in bad or heavily circulated condition. This coin belongs to the long-running Lincoln Wheat Cent series, 1909-1958, designed by Victor David Brenner, which revolutionized U.S. coinage by placing a real historical figure, President Abraham Lincoln, on a circulating coin. By 1954, the wheat penny design was nearing the end of its era, making coins from this period especially meaningful to collectors who appreciate the closing chapter of the wheat reverse design before it was replaced by the Lincoln Memorial in 1959. On the obverse, the 1954 D wheat penny features Lincoln's right-facing portrait with the familiar inscriptions "In God We Trust" along the top rim, "Liberty" to the left, and the date 1954 to the right, while directly beneath the date sits the small but important D mint mark, confirming its Denver origin. The reverse displays two wheat ears curving inward toward the words 1 cent and United States of America, with E pluribus unum at the top, imagery that symbolized America's agricultural strength and economic stability during the post-World War II era. In 1954, the Denver Mint produced over 251 million wheat pennies, making this issue relatively common in terms of mintage, yet most surviving examples today show heavy wear due to decades of circulation. The metal composition of the 1954 D wheat penny is the standard bronze alloy used after World War II, consisting of 95% copper and 5% tin and zinc, which gives the coin its characteristic reddish-brown to dark brown color. In bad condition, the coin often appears dull, dark, or unevenly toned, with flattened design details, weak lettering, smooth wheat stalks, scratches, rim nicks, and sometimes light corrosion or staining from moisture exposure. Such wear places the coin in lower grading categories such as good G or very good VG, where the major design elements remain visible but lack sharpness. In the collector market, a 1954 D wheat penny in bad condition usually holds a modest value, commonly ranging from 3 to 10 cents, primarily reflecting its copper content rather than rarity. Despite its low monetary value in poor condition, the 1954 D wheat penny remains popular among collectors because it represents the everyday coinage of 1950s America, a time of economic growth, suburban expansion, and cultural change. These pennies passed through countless hands, paying for newspapers, candy, bus fares, and small household items, making each worn coin a silent witness to daily life during a transformative period in U.S. history. Many collectors intentionally keep low-grade examples for Lincoln Cent albums, educational collections, or historical displays, as they help illustrate how circulation affects coin surfaces over time and how grading standards are applied. Collectors also remain interested in the 1954 D wheat penny because of the possibility, however small, of mint errors or varieties, such as die cracks, repunched mint marks, off-center strikes, or double dies, which can significantly increase a coin's value even if the overall condition is poor. While such errors are uncommon, their existence adds excitement and encourages careful examination of every coin. In conclusion, the 1954 D wheat penny in bad condition may not be a financial treasure, but it is a meaningful historical artifact that connects modern collectors to America's post-war era, demonstrating that even the most worn coins can carry stories, lessons, and lasting appeal far beyond their face value. Next up, the 1952 D Wheat Penny, struck at the Denver Mint and identified by the D Mint mark below the date, is a classic United States coin that reflects the economic, cultural, and historical atmosphere of early 1950s America, and even when found in bad or heavily circulated condition, it remains an interesting and educational piece for collectors and history lovers. This coin is part of the famous Lincoln Wheat Cent series 1909-1958, designed by Victor David Brenner, which was revolutionary because it placed the portrait of President Abraham Lincoln on a circulating coin for the first time in U.S. history. By 1952, the wheat penny had already been in use for more than 4 decades, making it a familiar and widely used coin across the country. On the obverse, the 1952 D Wheat Penny features Lincoln's right-facing profile with the inscriptions "In God We Trust" at the top, "Liberty" on the left, and the date 1952 on the right, with the small d mint mark beneath the date clearly indicating its Denver origin. The reverse displays 2 stylized wheat ears curving along the edges, framing the words 1 cent and United States of America, with E pluribus unum above, an agricultural design that symbolized national strength, productivity, and unity. In 1952, the Denver Mint produced over 746 million wheat pennies, making this issue very common in terms of mintage, which explains why so many examples are still found today, often in worn condition. The metal composition of the 1952 D Wheat Penny is the standard bronze alloy used during this period, 95% copper and 5% tin and zinc. Because of its high copper content, the coin naturally darkens over time, and in bad condition it typically appears brown or dark brown with uneven toning. Heavily circulated examples often show flattened facial features on Lincoln, weak or missing lettering, smooth wheat stalks on the reverse, rim wear, scratches, dents, and sometimes corrosion or environmental damage. Such coins usually grade good G or very good VG, where the main design is visible but lacks detail. In today's collector market, a 1952 D Wheat Penny in bad condition usually carries a modest value, commonly around 3 to 10 cents, mostly based on its copper content rather than rarity. Despite its low monetary value, the 1952 D Wheat Penny remains popular because it represents everyday American life during the post-World War II and early Cold War era, a time marked by industrial growth, rising consumer culture, and changing social dynamics. These pennies were used in daily transactions, buying newspapers, candy, milk, or bus fares, and passed through millions of hands, making each worn coin a small historical artifact. Collectors often include low-grade examples in Lincoln Cent albums, beginner collections, and educational displays to demonstrate circulation wear and coin grading principles. The 1952 D Wheat Penny is also occasionally searched for mint errors or varieties, such as die cracks, off-center strikes, or double dies, which can increase a coin's value even if the overall condition is poor, although such errors are relatively rare and must be authenticated. In conclusion, while the 1952 D Wheat Penny in bad condition is not a rare or high-value coin, it holds strong historical and educational significance, reminding collectors that even common, worn coins can tell meaningful stories about the era in which they were made and the people who use them every day. Please like and subscribe to my channel.